Alright, let's talk about the Queen of Edgelords herself, Jeanne Alter, also known as Jalter. A few weeks ago, I talked about how Matahari fell from her throne, only to be replaced by the girl next door, and someone commented that I should make this kind of video with this character. Well, I guess that would be fun. If you've been in the Fate Grand Order community for even a minute, you already know that this girl didn't just climb the ranks of popularity, she rocketed to the top like a berserker on caffeine. So, what's the deal? How did a dark, twisted version of Jeanne d'Arc, who's usually this saintly, pure heroine, turn into such an iconic, top-tier character? Well, here's my take on it. Jeanne Alter made her debut in the Orleans chapter of FGO. Starting out as the embodiment of being accused of something she never did, she came back swinging as an Avenger. Her OG design was pretty much just Jeanne with a reversed color palette, or the edgy version: black cloak, pale hair, and super pale skin. That's it. And yet, people were already loving the concept. I mean, who doesn't love the idea of a calm, saintly woman having a rough, badass side, right? This is one of the key reasons behind Jalter's massive popularity. A tragic character coming back for revenge is always an amazing sight to see. Honestly, it's like watching one of those instant karma videos. Her rage was relatable. You could feel it. It was satisfying to see her actually get revenge on the people who wronged her in life. In the manga, you really feel that satisfaction. Jalter's expressions during her vengeance are pure gold. Definitely something you'd want to watch. Oh, and I did say that's one of the reasons, right? Don't worry. Let's continue for now. Even though she started as just a flipped version of regular Jeanne, the moment Jeanne Alter became a thing, fan artists went wild. Like, seriously, Jalter fan art started flooding in from everywhere. Her early appearances were scattered too. She popped up in Saber Alter's interlude, had a bit in Jeanne's interlude, and even showed up for some Christmas antics. So, what's another reason Jeanne Alter is so popular? Before her debut, I felt like it was the I don't give a damn attitude. It was such a refreshing twist from the original Jeanne's good girl vibes. Jeanne Alter was free from the heavy moral responsibility Jeanne had, and fans loved that rebellious side of her. She had this amazing rivalry with Saber Alter too, which only added fuel to the fire of her popularity. After tons of fan art showing how much people loved Jeanne Alter's edgy vibe at the time, I think the developers picked up on the hype and thought, why not make her a proper, playable character? This is hinted at by how often Jeanne Alter kept showing up after Orleans. Fans were already obsessed with her cool, dark design and tragic backstory, so it made total sense for the developers to give them what they wanted. Well, to be honest, FGO Material 3 reveals that Jeanne Alter was originally meant to be just a palette swap of Jeanne d'Arc, planned as a reward for a future event. But what I'm referring to is a fully fleshed out, proper design, like the one we have now. I think it was around the Da Vinci event that Jalter actually became a playable character. That event gave her a lot more personality and character depth. We always saw her as evil and annoyed. Turns out, she's what people call a total tsundere, shy personality but acts tough. That type, but she's a bit too harsh. Here, we also get a glimpse of Jeanne Alter's teenage side, which turns out to be surprisingly relatable. She's got nerdy hobbies, like playing otome games, and has artistic skills too. Basically, she acts like a teen who thinks she's tough and hates being teased by her friends, even though her tsundere attitude doesn't always work. She even has a special pouty face when she's not in the mood, which is super adorable. This softer side of Jalter became a fresh, memorable moment for fans. And just like that, we were sold. Another reason for her popularity. Suddenly, she's a little less edgy and a lot more adorable. Oh, and I forgot to mention that she kind of has that chuny energy too. This mix of traits hit right with a lot of fans. It's like she's trying so hard to be the dark and brooding anti-hero, but we all know she's got a softer side underneath. In this event, she also got a huge upgrade. Not just character-wise, but design-wise. Gone were the days of just being a palette swap of the original Jeanne. Now she had this black cape with dark fur around the shoulders and neck, giving her an even more imposing, badass look. And as you leveled her up, her outfit got a little more minimalistic. Think of it as a high-fashion, dark fantasy gown. Not only did she look stunning, but her power levels skyrocketed too. Players quickly realized she was a game-breaking offensive unit. For a while, she was considered one of the best overall damage dealers in FGO. As an Avenger, she comes with a natural 1.1 times damage modifier, which is insane, since it's only resisted by Moon Cancer class, which has like 5 servants: Bibi, Summer Bibi, Ganesha, Summer Kiara, and Arcade. Oh, and these new guys. Sorry, forgot about them. This means that even without class advantage, Jalter can hit harder than a lot of other servants, simply because her attack stat is off the charts. She's sitting at a ridiculous 13,244, the highest in the game at the time of her release. And being an Avenger also comes with some sweet perks. Jalter gets passives that boost her crit damage and NP generation, so she doesn't need much outside help to set herself up for some insane damage. I don't want this video turning into a full-on servant review, so I'll stop hyping her up there. The point is, she's insanely strong. After her playable debut during the Da Vinci event, with that gorgeous design and some serious power to back her up, fans were scrambling to summon her. And this is her peak popularity. The combination of her relatable rage, her pretty design, her adorable personality, and her powerful kit makes her extremely popular, especially since, well, her original self at the time was a big letdown. If you remember, Jeanne used to be super hard to use in battles, which was really disappointing, considering she's one of the Fate series poster girls, right up there with Artoria and MASH. Anyway, at that time, Jeanne's Alter banner release was so huge that she made FGO the highest-grossing iOS game on the day of her debut and ranked 5th in overall App Store revenue, at least in the NA server. That's crazy. And yeah, ever since her debut, where she literally put FGO at the top for a while, fans are still hyped about Jeanne Alter. The developers saw this opportunity and kept fueling the fanbase's thirst for more Jalter content. They dropped her Shinjuku costume, where she played a major badass role in that chapter. But that wasn't enough, so what did they do next? They gave us Welfare Jalter in an awesome swimsuit. Man, when Swimsuit Jalter became available for free, I spent almost an entire day grinding those tough missions at Servant Fest. That was just me though. Imagine how the die-hard Jeanne Alter fans must have felt. You know what else makes fans love her, besides her kit, design, and everything else I mentioned earlier? Jeanne is probably the only servant we've watched from her birth all the way to the end of her story. And man, who doesn't love good character development, right? As a master, it feels like watching your kid grow up right in front of you. Super satisfying. Well, at least for me. I haven't played Ordeal Cole yet, but I know some of the main plot points. You know, she was born in the Orleans Singularity, later learned to read and write during Christmas, trained to become a proper servant, then made her debut. Then we learned more about her. She has good drawing skills, and eventually, she got proper siblings, rivals, and even a romantic relationship. Isn't that just beautiful? Doesn't that flip on your parental instincts? I mean, I'm still in my 20s, but damn, I'm so proud of her. So I think that's also one of the reasons she is still popular. What do you guys think? What else do you think makes her so popular? Subscribe and like the video. You can also drop a comment or throw in some video ideas. It keeps me going and fired up to bring you guys that extra spark of unique entertainment.